Well, good go. All right.
Bring us in.
Coming to you live from March Air Force Base in beautiful Moreno Valley, California. Recording out of the hollowed-out fuselage of a C-17 at the end of a desolate runway, it's Undoctrinated!
That's an intro right there. That is an intro.
That is definitely the best intro we've ever had, so thank you, Tim. Welcome back to the podcast. Tony, the man,
The myth
the legend,
is here.
in the flesh,
That's right.
live.
In Moreno Valley, apparently.
Breathing in and out,
On a mic.
sitting in a chair.
Okay, this can go on for like 6 hours. We probably stop there.
All right, let's get into it. You're here to interview me, so this is a first. I am like, Tony's like shaking his head like, I didn't fucking agree to that. I just showed up, man.
Like I said, I thought we were here to talk about like TV or some shit. So I don't know
fuck
what's
you.
going on.
Yeah, you full. Yeah. All right. Let's get into it. Start asking away, and I'm gonna start answering some shit.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll talk about some rap CDs that I guess dropped over the week.
Only
And-
one of them. The other one didn't come out.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, unfortunately.
that's where I'll come in later and throw out
Okay.
another rap CD that you probably haven't listened to yet.
Oh, the
so,
Logic one,
Yeah.
Young Sinatra 4.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, that's a good response.
It destroys the Carter hands down.
Really?
It is one of the best CDs I've heard in a long time that sounds like old school rap. I mean, the dude has a song called Wu-Tang for Life, and Wu-Tang is on that fucking song, and it's like 8 minutes of just badassery. So it's fucking awesome, dude. I can bump that all day. It's old school.
All day.
If you like old school, you'll love it. You have to like old school stuff, though. You know,
But he raps so new school, so that's interesting to me.
this album is completely different from all his other albums.
Okay.
And he even
you're
says it
kinda
in like one of the
warming me
first songs. He says, I wanted to sound old school because I am old school, and he fucking kills it entirely.
Well, that's good. That's good to me because he always sounded like, I'm not going to use a negative word, but he always sounded too hyper to me, like with his older stuff, like very young, kind of like not immature as far as what he was saying, but just like the delivery and stuff always came across as very wordy to me.
Well, I mean, that's kind of what old school rap is.
It depends.
Yeah,
There's
it
so much old
depends.
school.
But I mean, like talk about Wu-Tang. I mean, that's what Wu-Tang does. They just drop just bars after bars of just awesomeness. Like, don't get me wrong, people can do it and speak a bunch of gibberish, but this album is it's amazing, dude. I just bumping it on the way here, so I'm surprised you haven't even listened to one song off that.
Dude,
It's
I've been
really
so
good.
obsessed with the other one.
Right.
You know,
right.
I mean, I've been waiting 6 years, and I've never really been a fan of the other guy. Let's clarify who we're talking about. So, for those in the rap world, everybody knows who the fuck we're talking about already. But we're talking about Lil Wayne and the Carter 5.
Yep.
And then Logic in YSIV, which is Young Sinatra 4. And so, yeah, Tony's letting me know Young Sinatra 4 is not to be slept on, which I
Nope.
greatly appreciate.
Nope.
And that's why we have Tony here, to give me the other perspective. Because if I don't have balance, people are going to be like, this dude is an asshole.
Well, I stated something big saying it's like way better than the Carter 5.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And I'm a huge Lil Wayne fan, as you know.
I know, yeah.
I've been
That's like
listening
your
to
guy.
him, Cash Money Millionaires, all that. I mean, I was there. I was like the same age when he started rapping, listening to him. So, yeah, it's saying a lot, but when you really talk about the Carter 5, it's not really saying a lot. It's, yeah.
See, the rap world and most of the media, like as far as the radio and the Genius numbers and the streams, I mean, obviously the Carter 5 is going to finish in first place for the week. Projections are already out.
Yeah.
But Genius cooled off a little bit on the Carter 5 because when the day it came out, like, I don't even know how many of the top songs were the ones trending the top on Genius, other than Eminem's Kill Shot. That was like still top 3.
Okay.
That was the diss track between he and Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fake ass friggin'
Yeah.
rivalry that they got going on.
We ain't even going to get into that today. But yeah, that's cooled off. Lil Wayne's expected to stream about 425,000, 550,000 units, somewhere in that range for the first week numbers, which would put him in first place. Conversely, or comparatively, Logic is supposed to stream about 150, maybe 200,000 units the first week. So numbers are they're high for Lil Wayne. But
Right.
that would only put him as the third highest debut for the year. Because Drake debuted at 850 something, 852, 853,000 something streams, and Travis debuted at 580 something. So that's 1 and 2 for the year, and so Lil Wayne would be in third, which is interesting. But the album is getting mixed reviews. Some people are really fucking with it, and some people are saying it's trash. A lot of people online are saying it's trash, and Tony's nodding his head I know you don't think it's terrible, but you certainly feel underwhelmed, correct?
Absolutely. It's the worst Carter series.
Even worse than 4?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure if I agree or disagree yet because I don't have a super solid opinion of the Carter 5. There are definitely songs that impressed me, but he didn't go in on as many songs as I would have chosen him to. But the production of the record I was very impressed with.
Okay.
Although I did think there were way too many songs, and that is the one thing everybody, even the people who like the album, are saying 23 tracks was way too fucking many.
Well, he added a bunch last minute though too.
Did he?
Okay, yeah, that's what he was saying. He added. It seemed like he was like, "Oh, I want to add this one, add this track. Oh, I had this in the bank. Let me add that track." I think somebody said that. I think I read that too. Literally an hour before the album dropped.
That's pretty.
He
common.
added 3 songs on there.
That's been happening pretty more frequently than it used to, because it used to be, especially with CD production. God, your album had to be in a minimum time before, so that way they could print the copies. But as it's gone to more and more digital forms, especially streaming, and they're getting physical copies out after the album comes out, after streaming, it's fixed a lot of the problems for leaking songs.
Right.
Shit gets leaked way less now because there's not physical copies out very frequently until after the digital copies already come out.
Well, I read some stuff too that a lot of the songs were leaked and he took them off that album. There was supposed to be one with Justin Timberlake. The one with The Weeknd got leaked and he put it on the last dedication album or something like that.
Yeah, that's
all that was supposed to be on there, from what I understand, from what I've been reading.
Yeah, you followed it.
So yeah, I mean, a lot of that shit was leaked, which probably hurt the album for what the finished product is now. Like you said, too many songs. Well, add this, and it's just, it's just too much. It's way too much.
The other guy we're going to talk about tonight, Kanye West, he, I think, not started, that's the wrong word, but he was the first artist I ever saw that publicly was changing his album minutes, hours before it's supposed to come out. The Life of Pablo, there was so much media about how many times he changed that record and how many times he changed the track listing and adding songs and changing the songs even after they had come out. I have one version of that on my phone that is not exactly the same as the version that you can listen to today. He changed a lot of the songs on there, so.
Okay.
So to hear that Lil Wayne is adding songs last minute, I'm not that surprised.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it hurt the album too.
Yeah, probably.
I like some of the songs, but a lot of the ones that are trending right now, was it Uproar?
That is my favorite song.
Dude, I can't stand that song.
Dude, well, are you not a huge fan of Swizz? Because it's very distinctly Swizz.
It is, but I'm not. I really don't like it.
That makes sense then.
Well, even lyrically, it's just stupid.
Oh, no,
what the
I
fuck,
like
though?
song.
And then he says it again and again. It's dude, oh gosh, dude, it just drives me nuts, dude. I couldn't listen to that. I tried. I couldn't do it.
That's my favorite song on there, literally.
That's everybody's. It's trending hard right now, but I just don't like it.
I think Mona Lisa is the one that's getting the most action because Kendrick Lamar's on there.
Which makes sense.
How do you feel about that song?
I don't care for it either.
Yeah, that one was a little weird to me. The more I hear it, the more I like it. Charlamagne the God made a good point about that song. That it's one of the only verses that he could think of where Lil Wayne actually had a cohesive story from beginning to end. It was most of the time Lil Wayne does not stick to one subject in a verse. And
right.
It was very sequential. It went in a forward order.
Okay. My favorite songs on the album was Let It All Work Out. which is like
That was pretty good.
I liked it a lot. I mean, it's different, it's slower and stuff, which I don't mind. But to me, there was that story. You know, he's all talking about shooting himself and his auntie and all. I mean, I don't know. That's some powerful shit right there. That was real.
Yeah,
and then the other one, which I mean, it's okay. It was "What About Me." Like, I don't know why I was bumping that. It kind of reminded me of like a Drake song, kind of too. You know, mixed with a Weeknd.
Did you like Hitters?
Yeah. I got that one on here. Like, I deleted some of the songs. This is what I do on my iPod. I only choose the songs I like, and then just toss the other. I don't keep the whole album. But yeah, I got Hitters on there. That was pretty good. The one with Snoop Dogg was okay.
Yeah. I like that one for the beat. Although I wish they had done it a little bit differently. I wish they had made the sample louder because it's Explosive by Dr. Dre in the background, but it's sped up. But like, it's kind of light sounding, because instead of going like, it's like,
yeah. I heard that. But really, I mean, those are the only two songs that stand out that I actually liked a lot. Was "Let It All Work Out" and
how'd you feel about "Don't Cry"? What about "Dedicate"? "Dedicate" was cool because it had the sample from Collygrove, which came out. That was the 2 Chainz Lil Wayne collaboration album that came out 2 years ago, and so that was actually like they just pitch dropped 2 Chainz vocals like down instead of, because on the actual song he's like, if it wasn't for Wayne it wouldn't be a lot of the in the game, including me. But on "Dedicate," the song is like, if it wasn't for Wayne, it wouldn't be. But the beat with the dun dun and like the synthesizer remind me of like some of the old school stuff he used to do.
Yeah.
New Bugatti, new boobs, like.
Gosh, that one, dude. I'm sorry.
Oh, wow.
I don't.
Tony's not feeling it.
No, I already told you like how I rank all of his Carter CDs, and that one's easily dead last.
I'm glad we're in agreement about the best one though. The Carter 2 is by far the best piece of work he ever did.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's one of the best rap albums I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah. Manny had his hands on those beats too, man.
Oh
it was fire.
And Batman too.
Dude. It was fire, bro.
I think the best song he's still ever made to this day is Hustler Music.
Oh,
Hit
dude.
me.
Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Absolutely, dude. That's when Manny got the boot too. That's when Birdman's like, Wayne or Manny? Okay, bye Manny. That's pretty much what it was. I'm gonna give him more money. Technically, no, he didn't really do it, but yeah. So
he's got his freedom now.
He's got his freedom now. But yeah, Carter 2 is the shit, dude. I love Carter 1 though too. I love Carter 1. But.
Yeah, that's got some great tracks on there. I'm a little bit less familiar with that one.
A lot of people are.
But well, you know, the Carter 2, he doubled the number of units he sold from the Carter 1. I don't know if you know that or not, but he literally doubled it. So like, the interesting thing about that series is the Carter comes out in 2004, and that's kind of mainstream hip hop's like awareness like to Lil Wayne, except for the ones who really had been paying attention to like BG and Juvenile and all that.
Yeah, Cash Money Millionaire,
yeah,
bro.
he got some. But as far as like just as a solo artist, because of Go DJ, that was like his first song that started to get playing in the clubs, like for real. And then the Carter 2 came out in 2005, and he said he was the best rapper alive, and
sparked some controversy.
Not only did he spark it, but like he wasn't wrong. I mean, he was rapping better, and that's when 50 Cent was considered like the top of the pyramid. There was no one hotter than 50 Cent, except T.I. was coming up in 2004, and so was Young Jeezy. Those were the only two guys who were like right there with him, because 50 had just kicked Ja Rule and Murder Inc. off the fucking map, and Jay-Z and Eminem had just retired. So who was left? And Kanye West was coming out, but that was different. That was very musical hip hop.
Right. Yeah. Best rapper alive.
Shit. Man.
Jay-Z didn't like that.
Well, Jay-Z was retired. That's why he didn't respond, because he had retired in 2003, and Lil Wayne said that in 2005, and then Jay-Z came back in 2006. But if you look, I mean, shit. I think, I don't know, rap-wise, I think the Carter 2 is one of the best rappers' performances ever.
Yeah, it's definitely in my top 3 albums of all time. I love it, dude. Absolutely love it.
Yeah,
I bumped that too many times I can't even count. So
They call me Mr. Carter. I guess the daughter. Oh my God.
On the full. It's gonna be good though. It's the first time I've had a baseball team in the playoffs.
Now it's working again. Okay, so just to recap, for some reason it stopped working all of a sudden out of nowhere. Tony was getting to that Travis Scott's not his favorite artist, and he thinks the second half of the Carter 5 is better. I think the first half is better. And that's pretty much a recap of everything that happened off air. So we can get back to it now. Now that it's working.
Cool.
Sorry, audience.
Did they get my track list?
No. If you want to go back over that, that'd be dope. I'm sorry about that.
No, that's cool, man. This is a poor man's budget over here, people.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. 2 poor men's budgets.
All right. So, Can't Be Broken, Dark Side of the Moon, What About Me, Open Letter, Famous, Dope with Snoop Dogg, Hit Us, Took His Time, Mess, Dope New Gospel, Perfect Strangers, and Let It All Work Out. Those are the tracks.
Mostly, I feel like you took the more melodic ones.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Okay.
Not sure why, but I just felt it.
Yeah, it worked for you. And he did, on the low, he definitely got some verses in on those melodic tracks, too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, he kind of snuck them in, but he said a lot of stuff on this record. He had all kinds of lines on this record.
Yeah.
But you like the Logic record better, so now I have to listen to it so that I can know and not be...
Dude, it's so good, man. It's just so good. I would be shocked if you were like...
I'm not a hater by any means.
Like, if you just go, yeah, it was all right. I'd be like, you're a fucking liar. Like, that's how good it is. Like, it really is. It's different from his other CDs, which I think you'll appreciate. It's like he's more mature. You know what I mean? Like, he's more mature on this album. Not saying he was, like, immature. I'm just saying, like, you know, there's always, like, that next step that you take as an artist, and he's pumped out a lot of CDs in the last few years. So this one's, like, I think the next step to where... You know, he's going to kind of just stay on this trend for a little while. He's on anything. I don't know. That's just my opinion, but it's legit.
Legit. So. I'm glad the reviews are good, though. That's always nice when, like, you don't want to hear something, and then somebody's like, no, you need to. And it's like, oh, okay. That's dope.
Yeah. I think you'll like it, dude. I want you to... Your goal is to listen to that and get back to me on,
I will.
Thursday.
That's easy.
Yeah.
That's easy.
There was, like, 3 songs I didn't like on the album, so I trashed those and I kept the other ones, so... But, yeah.
I think we can come back to that in a little minute. What else are we going to talk about today?
Let's talk about Kanye. He's always fun.
Okay.
Let's talk about all the crazy shenanigans he's always up to.
All right.
First and foremost, I can't stand Kanye. I can't stand Kanye when he talks. And I can't stand Kanye's music. I'm sorry. I just can't get into it. I like 2 songs I think that guy's ever done. I think my iPod has like 2 songs from like his first album. I cannot get to it. I'm not a big fan of Jay-Z, so that kind of had probably some to do with it because they were together, I guess you could say.
It's
but
The Rock. Yeah.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I'm not a big fan of his, and it seems like the more times his albums come out, it's like the worse he gets. Like, mentally, on a personal level, because it's like, I get it, you can have freedom of speech, and you can say what's on your mind, that's fine, but there's just a point in time where you just need to shut the fuck up. Like, you don't need to tell the entire world, because you know the entire world's watching. Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes these conversations, you just need to have a couple of buddies, you know, but you just shut the fuck up, man. Just shut up. Like, why are we still talking? Just shut up. You don't have to. Oh gosh, dude, he just annoys me, man. I'm like, every time I turn on the news, it's just something like, well, Kanye said this and Kanye said that. And don't get me wrong, sometimes what I'm saying, I was like, well, you know, I guess that's the other side of the coin, so that's cool, whatever. But then he just keeps going and going and going, and it's just like, dude, there's just sometimes where you say your one thing, and then just shut the fuck up for a year, and then come back and say whatever other shit you're gonna say, but you don't have to it's like he's making himself out there.
Yeah.
It's like he thinks he's not relevant. It's like, dude, you are. Everybody is watching you. That's why everyone thinks you're fucking crazy, because it seems like you're just making this shit up just so people can pay attention to you. It's like, dude, they're paying attention. Just one thing at a time. You know what I mean? Like, just fucking one thing at a time, dude. And it's just, oh, God, man. Just, that guy.
I think he's overwhelming the media on purpose. I think it's intentional. I think he wants to be a politician and he's doing it on purpose.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense.
I mean,
he's got the platform, but
exactly.
like I said, if that's what you're trying to do, I mean, whatever. But I don't think he's going about it the right way. Because now he just looks like a crazy person.
Yeah,
I mean, most politicians are, but at least they sit there with the suit and right. try to talk with like higher level of intelligence.
Right.
Even though they all say the same shit, but I'm just mean like,
and
he's
that's
not
what
doing
makes
it.
him different. Like he is willing to say whatever. I actually agree with most of the shit he says, believe it or not. Like a lot of people think that's crazy, but I'm like, I just don't think he's very good at communication.
Right. He's not good at communication. And then
he is on an emotional level because, I mean, the music would not be that good unless you have some type of talent with communication because the way people relate to his music, I mean, it ranges everything. People hate his music. People are indifferent to his music. People love his music. I mean, there are a lot of people, myself included, who thinks he makes the best music in the world right now and has for about an 8 to 10 year period. I mean, consistently. I'm not saying every single project he drops is the best project ever. I don't believe that. But year in and year out, I've watched all these other artists come and go. And the one who hasn't come and gone, I mean, right now, is Drake and Kanye West. Year after year, they're always both right there.
Yeah.
But I get it. But I just think a lot of it is more intentional than people realize. Did you see the comments about the 13th Amendment?
Yeah, I read about it.
Yeah. What'd you think?
Sometimes you just got to shut the fuck up, like I said.
I think that's a perfect response.
You know, these conversations that people have, like, I like it when people speak their mind. I get it. You know what I mean? And there's a time and a place for it. But most of the stuff he says, it's like you're hanging out with a bunch of friends, right? You've all been drinking. Somebody says something about politics, then then your friend gets all pumped up with, bro, this is my side, Yeah. And it becomes like this friendly argument, and then you go out back and go, yeah, I get what you're saying. He's just doing it in a way to where it's just like, there's sometimes these conversations you just can't have in front of the media like this. Like, you just kind of like take a step back. It's like these are the types of conversations that you would see like 5 or 6 of your friends, bunch drunk, hanging out, watching whatever that you're talking about it. That's why it's just crazy to me, dude. It's too much at once, man. It's like it's like a Kardashian thing, dude. Right? The Kardashians are everywhere. Why? I don't know. You guys are making them famous for doing nothing. Congratulations.
No.
But they're everywhere, right? And it's just too much. The market's like too much saturated with them. They're everywhere. And that's why I feel Kanye is like, when he's speaking, it's just too much at once. It's like you just need to slow down.
I agree with that. I totally agree with that. I think that's had an effect on him. I think Tim needs to say something.
Yeah, Tim, sorry, man.
No, it's a tough subject for me to jump in on anyway. But we are kind of treading in my territory here. And it's just self-promotion, when it comes to Kardashians and Kanye West, too. A ruthless self-promotion, and they're very good at it, obviously. And I'm mostly with you as far as I think he should just shut up. But like specifically with the abolish the 13th Amendment comment, I like the intent behind that, but I think he kind of misses the point, and he's basically, his point was that slavery still exists. It's just in a different form. Abolishing the 13th Amendment isn't going to solve the problem. The issue in my mind is the drug war. If you get rid of the drug war and decriminalize all drugs, then you get rid of locking up innocent people, so that's where I stand on that issue. I don't think the 13th Amendment has much to do with it, and nobody really pays attention to the Constitution these days anyway, so.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And then it seemed like Kanye was trying to walk that comment back a little bit, but not really. I think he said he regretted using the word abolish, and he said we should amend the amendment, which sounds weird, but sure, whatever, And like I said, I think it all comes down to the drug war. Stop locking people up for using substances, and you'll basically end slavery, in my opinion.
I think that's exactly what he was saying, and I think he was trying. I think by abolish he means we. So the people who got upset at him. I need to be very careful about how I phrase this, so give me a second. I think the people who got mad at him made the automatic assumption that if you get rid of the amendment that got rid of slavery in the form in which it existed back then you would bring back legal slavery. And I think we are all reasonable enough to understand that the assumption is that that would not come back. And we all know that. And so what he was saying is that in that same amendment, the language is there to where you only become a slave, basically, if you are convicted of crimes. Or you're eligible to be a slave.
Yeah. If Congress determines you should be a slave is what it says, basically.
But again, he doesn't know how to communicate that. So people heard the one thing when he meant another, and look where it's gotten him.
I think it got him more attention, so I think it was mission accomplished, actually.
If that's what he was, yeah. But
that's how I feel.
The question
about
is it good attention or bad attention? That's the question. Because if it's bad attention, because people are, I guess, misunderstanding what he was saying, then it's bad attention, which you got the people hating on him for it. And if it's good attention, yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's, half and half. But what I'm saying is, like, a lot of people took it as bad attention because of the way he was phrasing his words or saying what he was going to say. So now it's bad attention. So if he sat down on a podcast like this and just said, look, this is what I was trying to do, which he won't be able to do because not everyone's going to see the podcast. He did it in front of a camera where everybody was there and they could broadcast it on every news station the next day.
Yep.
So that's the problem. It was bad attention. That's how I see it. Because, well, that's not how I see it. That's how I see everyone else reacting to it.
How do you personally see it, if you don't mind me asking?
Honestly, dude, like, when it comes to politics, that's not up my alley. I don't even vote. I don't.
Word.
The reason I don't is because I don't understand that much about politics in certain areas. So I don't want to put myself in a position to vote. I mean, there's never a right or wrong way because everyone's got two different sides.
Sure.
I don't want to put myself in a position to where, like, I'm ignorant on certain situations and, like, I just kind of just did it because I was like, I saw this one day or I heard this from this guy one day. Like, so I don't vote. You know what I mean? Because I don't, and people say, we got to vote, I don't want to choose this side because, like I said, I'm just not, I haven't found anybody that really, like, I would turn on the news and be like, damn, dude, that's some inspirational shit right there. And I'll be like, I'm voting. I haven't found that since I've been able to vote since I turned 18.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I don't do it. So when it comes to him just, blabbing about whatever he's saying, I try to listen to what he's saying, but the media messes it all up too and scrambles it all. It just makes him look like a batshit crazy person.
I definitely think the media flooding is intentional. I don't believe it's not intentional. And then I also believe that I don't know how to explain that, so maybe I won't say that. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
That was like the biggest cock tease ever.
Yeah, no, when it comes to politics, I don't think Kanye West really cares that much either. I think most of the things he does in the public eye are very calculated, and he's just trying to get people to talk about him on their podcast,
Okay.
No,
Yeah.
I do think he cares.
No, I honestly don't. And when he puts on the MAGA hat and all that, I don't think he believes a damn thing Trump says. I don't think he's a Trump supporter by any means, other than he just wants the attention that comes with that,
Yeah.
He doesn't care if it's good, negative, bad. He doesn't care what kind of attention it is. He just wants to be in people's mouths. He wants us to be talking about him right now.
Yeah.
So, good on him.
Yeah, there you go. Some bitch.
I do think he cares. I think that's the one thing that's there. I do think he cares.
And just like, there's people who do and people who don't. So I guess, like, if that's what he was trying to do, then mission accomplished.
Yeah. And for the record, I don't vote either. I mean, we've been at war in Afghanistan for 18 years, so don't try and tell me that voting changes things.
Yeah, I got friends in the
We're
military.
not in Iraq anymore.
Yeah, I got friends in the military, and They talk about all kinds of stuff, so that's why, that's some of the other reasons why I don't vote either. It's just everything they tell
And if
us.
voting doesn't change anything, then how come America's so different post-Trump and pre-Trump?
Is it different?
Oh, it's way different.
How?
Look at all the stats, bro.
What
All this.
I will tell you
Unemployment
this.
rate,
I'm not going to go into
border
detail.
security.
I'm not going to go into detail, but I will tell you.
Look at the stats and tell me they're not different.
All that stuff, it just fluctuates.
Does it?
Oh man, we opened a whole new can of worms,
I
ladies
mean,
and
it
gentlemen.
might, but it does.
Holy shit.
I'm not even saying pro one way or the other. I'm just saying it does look different. You're saying voting doesn't make a difference.
It will always change on that specific frequency. It's up and down, and it fluctuates.
Well, yeah,
Before
ups
Trump
and
takes
downs
office,
happen.
There will be a down,
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
just like any president.
But voting, you could look at voting does make a difference on something just as simple as legalize marijuana. That makes a huge difference for the state as far as the tax revenue they bring in, and that was something directly by voting. But then you could also look at it and be like, voting doesn't help us do anything because the people at the top are worried about issues that don't fix a lot of our problems. But I do think voting can make a difference.
When it comes to real issues, they're not going to let people like us vote on that shit.
Can you give me an example?
Well, like ending war, for example. There's no amount of votes that's going to stop the war machine. It's in full swing, and we have all these wars across the world to prove that that's ongoing. And like I said, 18 years in Afghanistan. What are we even there for? No amount of votes changes that. They will let you vote on pot or gay marriage, because they don't care what happens either way.
Voting does matter when choosing a winner on America's Got Talent. That's all I'm saying.
Exactly.
That's about it. Politics.
Every single year, just take the presidential elections in my lifetime, there's never been a decent choice available. Never anything serious. I can get behind a Ron Paul type candidate, but he never had a chance of winning. He was never, there was never enough support to get him in a general election. So forget about it. We have two parties. That's basically amounts to a pointless system. You can vote for one dipshit, or you can vote for a fucking criminal. And that's the choice we have every time there's a presidential election. And then you can go to your the polls and you can vote for other things like we said marijuana legalization, but that hasn't changed anything in my life. I smoked weed before that. I still smoke weed, and nothing's ever happened to me, good or bad, because of it. I don't know. It's been a waste of time to vote for me. That's how I see it.
What about the tone of the country? Because one of the biggest things people are pissed off with Trump about is the way that he speaks about things publicly as well. I hear more people complain about what he says than what he does most of the time, with the exception of a couple of the border things and the pulling out of the Trans-Pacific Partnership.
Just talking about the culture shift that's kind of brought along.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's an interesting time, to be sure. I don't think I think even if Hillary would have won the election, we would be seeing, it would be different, but there would be a lot of the same shit going on. Just one side maybe it would be more proactive than the other. You see a lot of craziness coming from the left right now because Trump is in power. I think you'd see that same amount of craziness coming from the right if Hillary would have won. And it just goes both ways. It wouldn't have necessarily made the quality of life better either way, in my opinion. And I didn't vote for either one of them.
I know. You didn't vote, right?
I never have voted in my life. Yeah.
What about the local stuff, though?
No, I've called the local congressman before, you're actually more likely to make a difference at calling or writing your congressman than voting for anybody. You know, they don't get to hear from their constituents often, but when they do, I think that does make a difference. And if they hear enough about a certain subject, you can probably even change the mind of very powerful people, you know.
Which congressperson did you write?
I made a telephone call to the office of Ken Calver, who's the district Congress. He's the congressman for our district out here.
Yeah, he's our representative. Uh-huh.
Yeah. My dad used to work for Sonny Bono when he was the representative out here. And that came to an abrupt end.
Why is that?
Oh, Sonny Bono hit a tree at high speed and killed himself.
I didn't realize he was in office when he died.
Yeah.
We're not laughing at his passing, by the way. We're just laughing because
yeah.
TJ was just like clueless to that situation.
Yeah,
that
completely.
was-
I wasn't in California when that happened, man.
Yeah, shit, that was in like 98 or something, maybe.
Yeah,
97.
I didn't live out here when that happened. Damn, that's rough.
Yeah. Yeah, my dad was a field rep for him, so he was like taking the calls from people that wanted to contact Sonny Bono. And woke up one morning and just got the news Sonny had died on a ski trip. And, you know, it's pretty sad. He was a good guy.
Back to the other shit.
Back to the gangsta shit.
Yeah.
Only one of those two guys is a gangster.
Wu-Tang. Yeah, only one of the two guys. Yeah, so, yeah, that's Kanye, man. I think it's intentional or whatever, so.
So Kanye makes music?
Yeah.
I guess he does, man.
Oh, okay.
Is it good music?
I think, well, that is ironically the name of his label. Good. Good Music is the name of his label.
Is it really?
Yeah,
That's a damn lie right there.
I disagree.
That's a damn lie right there, dude. Now you're stretching it on that one.
I wouldn't.
I rather listen to mumble rap than listen to Kanye West, dude. I rather listen to mumble rap.
When was the last time you listened to Kanye, though?
The album he did with Jay-Z.
Watch the Throne?
Yeah, I didn't like it.
But admittedly, you don't like either one of them.
I like some songs by him, but as like a whole albums, no. Yeah. I think I've like went through that entire album and I liked one song, and then one day I was on random songs cruising in my car, and that song that I had from that album was on there. I was like, gosh, man, I put this on here, and I just ended up deleting it. Like, it was that bad, dude. So, yeah. Nah, man. That was the last time I listened to Kanye.
So that was 2011.
Like, fully listened to an album of his? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's what have you done for me lately? Put out garbage before that. You're probably going to be garbage after that, so.
That's funny.
It's a one-track mind, people.
I hear you.
It's a one-track mind. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll listen to him anytime soon either.
Probably not. Doesn't sound like you would enjoy it.
No. Rap is. I'm really particular on rap now, dude. I think rap's fallen off big time.
Really? Because
I mean, it's the stuff that I grew up with to now. I mean, like I said, generations change, whatever. But yeah, I just, all the M stuff too. Eminem, man, just garbage.
Did you hear
dude.
his new album?
Yeah, I heard his.
It got fire.
Kamikaze. It was good, but I mean, the stuff he put out before that.
Oh yeah, no, Kamikaze was solid though.
And you got people like Snoop Dogg, and it's like, dude, Snoop, just stop making music. See, Dre was smart. Dre's like, oh yeah, guys, I'm gonna have another album come out, and he's just like, what can I really rap about? I made $1 billion selling my headphones. Okay, yeah, that's not gonna work. It's like there's a point where you have to retire because everybody's heard enough. And I'm getting to that point with Wayne. That's why I kind of liked the Carter was it's totally different. The Carter 5 is totally different from his other ones. So
yeah, I agree with that.
That's why I do have the amount of songs that I do have on there. But there's just there's a point where you got to stop. Let somebody else take over.
I don't feel that way because I feel like some guys are still able to do it even at old age, but not everyone. I feel like E40 is just as good as he's always been. I feel like Too Short is also just as good as he's always been. I actually still like Snoop, but I don't like all of Snoop's songs. There's a lot of Snoop songs I really like. He just could have picked a better beat. That's just how I feel.
I don't like Snoop songs, and maybe it's because personally that dude pissed me off.
Oh yeah. I forgot about that.
So I had a buddy of mine, D-Dub. He was rapping, and he was supposed to open, or he was supposed to perform before Snoop Dogg. Mm-hmm. This was at a club. Mm-hmm. So we all go. We see my buddy D-Dub. He opens up. It was good. It was hot. Everybody was feeling it. And then we're like, yeah, Snoop Dogg. And this was at about 9:45. Mm-hmm. So he's supposed to come on about 10. So yeah, D-Dub got done about 10 or something like that. And everyone's like, yeah, Snoop Dogg. And this guy comes out on the microphone in this club. And he goes, hey, guys, Snoop Dogg's going to be late. And the first thing in your mind when you hear late, you're like, oh, man, he's like an hour, 30 minutes. He won't be here till 3:30 in the morning. What the fuck? I was all, bro, I drove my ass all the way out in this club. Mainly for my boy D-Dub, but he was even all pumped too. He's like, fucking Snoop Dogg, I get to perform, open up for Snoop Dogg. This is so legit. It's 10 o'clock at night, and he's supposed to show up at 3:30 in the morning. Not only did he show up at 3:30 in the morning, it was actually on time at 3:30 in the morning when he's supposed to be there at 10. All he did was DJ. He didn't even rap, dude.
Did it say DJ set, though?
No.
Okay, that would piss me off.
No,
too.
it did not say DJ set.
Okay.
So we're sitting in VIP, man, thinking I'm going to see Snoop Dogg. I'm like, I've never seen Snoop Dogg live, so I'm stoked. That some bitch doesn't show up till 3:30 in the morning. I left at 11:30. I was like, I ain't fucking sticking around for 3:30 in the morning. I left, and Nathan was with us too, and his wife and a couple of our friends. We were just like, what the fuck, 3:30 in the morning? And I talked to one buddy that stayed there. He's like, yeah, dude, he showed up. And I was all, please tell me it was awesome. He's like, well, half the club was gone. He's all, because it's 3:30 in the morning, and he just DJ'd. And I was like, oh, he DJ'd and rap? He's like, no, he just DJ'd. And we're just like, fuck Snoop Dogg, too. What the hell? Come on, bro. People show up here at 10 o'clock at 3. Come on, man. That's just ridiculous.
There was an issue with the money.
Yeah.
There was an issue with the money on that one.
Probably was.
Dude, come on. Come on now.
So anyway, yeah. Okay, bad. Back to your thing, Snoop Dogg beats. All right, cool. But I don't think a lot of people can do it anymore, dude. So, but yeah, that Kamikaze album was good though, and was definitely
he went for it.
Tracks. Yeah, he definitely did.
He went for it.
He got sick of everyone talking about how crappy his last albums were, but he knows they were crappy. He's even said in previous albums, his other albums before that were crappy.
One of the biggest mistakes he ever made was the Marshall Mathers LP2.
Oh gosh,
dude, I told everyone at the time, this is one of the worst Eminem albums. Recovery was like an on the fencer because everybody felt it in 2010. It was hot, but that album didn't hold up well.
I like that album.
Well, there's a lot of cool songs on there, but there's a lot of fucking shitty ones too. Spacebound sucks.
Yeah.
Almost Fame. No, that one's actually okay, but there's a lot of crap. Seduction sucks.
Dude, I like Seduction though, dude. Oh man.
Dude, there's some bad songs on that album.
Yeah.
Almost Over is pretty fucking terrible.
Yeah.
Or no, what is it? You're never over. I can't even fucking do no.
Go pull it up on my trusty
However,
iPod.
that one did have a lot of good songs, like Cold Wind Blows.
Yeah.
I liked On Fire. Nobody liked On Fire.
I did not like that either.
Talking to myself. I guess I've been talking to myself.
Yeah.
Did you like Won't Back Down? Cadillac DeVille, Scoop DeVille's Brain Dead.
Well, I liked No Love, obviously.
Oh, dude, that song was great.
With Wayne.
That one holds up. That's one of the ones that holds. That's like a timeless one almost.
Yeah. I like Cinderella Man too.
Yeah, I don't like the hook gets a little old to me. I like the verses on there. Cinderella man, Cinderella man, Cinderella man.
Almost Famous.
So Bad is one of my favorites on there.
Yeah,
that's the only
that's
the only Dre beat on that record. But dude, that one is hard.
Yeah, so it wasn't that bad, but gosh, dude, Revival too, man. I like 3 songs off.
I
of
tried. I was pissed off on like when he called out the people on Kamikaze for not hearing Revival. It's like, dude, you gotta understand. I put Revival on, and I was 2 or 3 tracks in, and I was like, I can't do this. I'm sorry, dude. Like, and then I looked at the track listing and all these pop stars. He nailed it when he said it on that Chloroseptic remix in January. Like, you know, and people looked at that track listing. They're like, dude, why is he trying to be a pop star right now? I'm not saying that's what he sounded like, but
Right.
that's just, why the hell do you have Kalani and Ed Sheeran and Beyonce all on one fucking album? Like, I only need one of those songs per Eminem album.
Because somebody's got to pay for those gold toilets up in his house, bro. That's why.
Right.
He's got to make his money. He ain't making it off his shady wear no more, that's for
Fuck
sure.
no, dude, that's dead. And, yeah.
He ain't making it off of 50 no more.
No, but he and Fifth are cool. 50's still one of the people I think can rap, like, way better than people realize. 50's still got it. It's just he's so focused on TV and his other businesses that he just was like, fuck it, there's more money in this than rapping, so I'm going to stop doing rap. For the most part. I'll do a little shit here, I'll do a little shit there. But anytime I actually hear him on a verse or anything, I'm like, God damn, this motherfucker can still rap.
Well, that's what the older rappers need to do. That's what they
Do
need.
the
They need to
Jay-Z
do
rap.
featuring. They don't need to be coming, like, it's funny because Ludacris, I actually don't care too much for Ludacris, even his, like, earlier stuff. Every single time I hear Ludacris on somebody else's song, that shit is fucking banging, dude. I'm like, what the you should just do featuring. Like, just do featuring songs. Don't make albums anymore, which he doesn't. So, I mean, he's doing his movie thing, too, because he knows it, too. It's where the money's at. But every time I hear Luda on somebody's beat, dude, it's just badass.
Yeah.
But he just can't do his own albums. I don't like his albums.
I respect Luda more than I like him. Stylistically, I've never wanted to like rap like that personally, or it's never been my favorite type of rap to listen to. But Blueberry Yum Yum, dude, that's one of my all-time favorite rap songs. That song is, oh my god, that song is good, man.
But yeah,
what other rappers are you feeling? Let's talk about it.
right now,
Yeah.
I'm not really feeling anybody.
Okay. What other type of music are you feeling? Are you still big on the weekend, or are you just kind of whatever?
Yeah, I'm big on the weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, I liked. I mean, it's not much going on with him. I liked his little 6-7 tracks he dropped not too long ago. Old school kind of art house that he used to have. I like that.
Was that the one with like the call out my name? Okay. Yeah, I heard all that shit. Uh huh.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, if we're not talking rap, but yeah, I got some bands coming up that I'm stoked about.
Let's hear it.
The new Coheed album. I'm freaking
Coheed
ready
and
for that
Cambria?
shit. Hell yeah, dude.
So you
That's
like
old
progressive?
Coheed. Old Coheed and Cambria. Every track is fucking awesome. Everybody's super excited. Whoever's a Coheed and Cambria fan, and it's fucking badass. For people who don't understand Coheed and Cambria, what it is this band creates a sci-fi epic story every album about a couple, Coheed and Cambria, and their dog, and a few other characters. And every single album, the best way to put it is a soundtrack to the story.
Yep.
So you'll hear Claudio do some high pitches, and then they'll do some like maybe some weird stuff that you know the rest of the album's not like that. Everyone's like, "What the fuck is going on?" I've heard people who've listened to Coheed like, "What the hell is this?" It's an epic sci-fi action fucking nutty story that this dude writes. They have comic books too, and he makes a soundtrack for these albums. That's what this is. So you'll get the soft songs, the crazy like badass hardcore songs, and then he'll screech super high and super low. I mean, he's mimicking what these characters are and what this story is. And their last album, they took away the story and they kind of just did their own thing. It fucking sucked. And the album before that was good, but it wasn't great. And this one is so fucking good. And I'm super
Is it
stoked
out
on
yet?
it. No, it comes out Friday.
So, but have you heard it?
I've heard they've released 5 tracks. Every single one is fucking amazing on it. And then the story, from what I understand, it takes place in an intergalactic prison, and they're stuck in this prison. All this crazy shit's going down. So it's kind of mind blowing. I've had a lot of people listen to the album, and then they go on like Wiki and they'll read about what the album's about. They're like, "Holy shit, that makes sense now." And then they'll go back and they'll listen to it and be like, "That's fucking awesome." I've gotten a lot of people hooked on that band, and they are amazing live, dude. God, dude, they played like an hour and 20 minutes. They played like 4 albums. When I went and saw them in concert, they were only supposed to be on there for like 30 minutes. It was fucking badass. All their songs, most of them are like super long, which is awesome. Badass. They're great musicians, great guitarists, great at just everything, dude. And it's just fucking badass. So I'm stoked on their album this Friday. Hands Like Houses, an Australian band that comes out. Their new album comes out Friday. Really stoked on them too. They've been doing really good too. So I mean, I'm all over the place as far as music goes, but Coheed is what I'm just pumped about. I was pumped about the Carter 5, and then it came out, and then my brain quickly shifted to, fuck, dude, Coheed's next week. I'm so pumped right now. Like, I'm gonna probably go see him in concert again. But yeah, that album is probably going to be album of the year for sure, as far as like anybody in the rock genre goes, because it's if you're a Coheed fan, everybody is so hyped and so pumped on it. I've seen nothing but just crazy good press, and they know it, and they're selling these special edition albums. They've sold out like 3 times. People are buying them, paying this money for them, the vinyls for it. Like, if you like Coheed, a lot of people don't, but if you like Coheed, this is probably the most hype album that they've ever had that everyone's been on. So it's stupid. It's just stupid, ridiculously awesome. I'm pumped. So I don't know. Do you guys like Coheed at all or anybody?
I'm not into them. I have heard them.
Okay.
I've heard of them. How many albums do they have?
Holy shit. Second Stage, 2, 3, 4, 5. Shit, I think this is going to be their 7th album. Well, I mean, if you're talking about the series, though, because like I said, they had that one-off album that had nothing to do with the story. Plus, you have a couple of extra. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I think it's like their 7th album. Yeah, it'll be their 8th album. Holy shit.
That's pretty interesting, because I have heard a couple songs, and I know a few people that are really into them. But this is the first time I've heard that they do like a story for each album. That's pretty cool.
Coheed and Cameron.
And the talent is apparent when I listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, it's pretty.
Yeah. Like, I would suggest anybody who maybe has listened to them and just wasn't really feeling them, because maybe you just didn't understand what the lyrics were about, go read.
They already have 9 studio albums.
Yeah, 9 studio. But the one, I don't really count the off one. So yeah, this will be their, So this will be your 10th. Damn, dude.
5 live albums, 3 video albums, 26 music videos, 4 EPs, and 20 singles.
Badass.
That's a lot for a rock band. It's harder for rock bands to make music than it is.
They've been around a long time, dude. A long time. Since I was a fucking teenager, dude. I've been listening to these guys, dude. Their albums are just badass, dude. But I would recommend just go on Wiki, read about what the album is about, find out who the characters are, and then go listen to the album. And it all makes sense. Unlike somebody like on the outside looking at it, it's like, man, this makes sense. This is a fucking crazy-ass story. This is what happens in this track. And then you go and listen to the track, you're like, holy shit, dude, it's badass. And then you understand how they just switch on a dime when they're just playing like really hardcore, like just badass guitar solos. And then bam, it goes to like upbeat, because you're supposed to be, like I said, they're talking about the story. Coheed's the guy, Cambria's the woman, and they have Apollo the dog, and like they could just go into all kinds of shit, man. And it's a lot to take in too. But it's the Armory Wars. They have comic books. They're talking about a movie now. They're talking about a TV show to follow the Armory Wars, about this whole. It puts Star Wars to shame, man. It's fucking nuts, dude.
How many people are in that band?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I think it's more than 4.
No.
Do they actually play characters on stage?
No. No, they just go on there like regular ass dudes.
Okay.
But
I might have to look into them again.
Yeah.
One reason I say that is actually because you recommended something in our last episode, the movie Upgrade. Which I went back and watched, and it was fucking amazing. Dude.
You liked it?
Loved it.
Dude, hell yeah.
Which movie?
Upgrade.
I didn't get to watch it yet.
So good.
Yeah, dude. And it made it look like it was more than like a $10 million budget or whatever, right? Like it was good, dude. It's fucking badass.
Meanwhile, I watched The Godfather, and it was so picturesque and wonderful, and I loved every second of it. And Marlon Brando was like, God, have I ever seen an actor give this good of a performance? No, I haven't.
You done?
I did watch the first half of the movie again, though. I was actually, without like being funny, I was actually very impressed. I was like, damn, I didn't notice that before, or I had forgotten about this.
And that's cool.
Or like,
I mean,
holy shit, that like somebody put it the perfect way to me. And so when you watch it, this is the only thing I want you to think of when you watch this movie.
If I ever watch it,
you will watch it. Every single scene in that movie looks like it could be a photograph, and I 100% agree.
The cinematography, I'm sure, is great. I'm sure it's on point.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. It's not just like good. I didn't realize how picturesque that movie is, because the scenes happen slow, so a lot of times they're in position for like a long time. So it's actually it's done very, very elegantly.
Okay.
That's the only thing I'd say.
All right. And I don't doubt it. I mean, there's films that look good, but it don't mean, that they're all that entertaining to some people or to me. Like
The best part is when Marlon Brando whips out his dick and then just starts, taking over the family business.
Literally.
Oh, wait, I'm getting some feedback from Alexa. Oh, that's the director's cut? Oh, that's not The Godfather. What was I watching?
But yeah, I'm glad you liked Upgrade, man. That's good, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, good recommendation on that one.
Cool. Yeah, I'm glad you liked it, man. It's awesome.
Okay, so we got an album recommendation from Tony. You want to plug the album again?
Yeah, Coheed and Cambria.
Sorry, that's the yes, that one, and then the other one, the rap one. Give your boy some love.
Oh yeah, Logic, man.
Give him the credit. So you think he's one of the best doing it right now, then?
Whoa, hold on, I didn't say that.
No, I don't mean ever. I just mean like as far as who's hot now. Like you're feeling his shit. Like
the best rap album I've heard this year is his new album.
Okay,
yes.
All right,
absolutely.
That's all I'm asking you.
Absolutely, yeah. And it's worth a listen to. And if I'm like wrong, like you're not feeling it, you can fucking text me and talk about how shitty of a person I am or whatever you want to do. But
I don't need an excuse, Tony, to talk about how shitty of a person you are based on the choice of rap album you pick, man. Honestly, though, I like most rap albums I listen to. Most music I listen to, I like it. So I don't remember the last time somebody recommended that I listen to something and I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take a lot.
Fucking A. Coheed and Cambria.
Touring in this living room. Tony's paying for it.
Plugging them in.
What else do you listen to, Tony?
Everything but country.
Yeah.
I mean, when I mean everything, I don't mean like everything like, do you listen to ska or you listen to like jazz? No, I mean like I'm talking like basic mainstream, rock, alternative, rap.
Do you like
R&B.
Imagine Dragons?
They got some good songs. Yeah, they got a couple of good songs.
That might be the last recommendation I received where I was.
I didn't recommend anything.
No,
from
not from you. No, I'm just in general. Like somebody asked me if I like that band. It happened to be my dad. I was like, no.
I didn't know what to think of them, and then I went to Kaboo 2 weeks ago, and I was thinking to myself, because Imagine Dragons was headlining Saturday night at Kaboo, and I was thinking to myself, I'm probably gonna like them a lot after I watch them.
Oh no!
And we walked up there and got a view of the stage and heard a couple songs, and I looked at my girlfriend and I said, "I'm just not into this."
Yes,
and we bounced.
Thank you.
There you go.
Not into it at all, dude. That's like everything.
It reminded me of Fun, and Fun sucks.
Fun is
that's true.
I'm not a big Fun fan. Fun at least made some indie records that were pretty okay, and like Nick Ruiz can really fucking sing. Like even if you don't like their music, which I'm not a fan either, that motherfucker can sing for real. Like Imagine Dragons, I'm like, what's the redeeming factor? Like, everybody just loved that one song. Welcome to a new age. To a new age. And I'm like, oh my God, this is like...
I mean, when it comes to music, like I said, I can listen to it. I'll be listening to a fucking NSYNC joint from back in the day, and then I'll switch over to Tool. I know everyone's like, how dare you put them in the same... I'm just saying, like, I listen to everything because I used to be the person that would just listen to rock. And then after a while, it starts...
I was that person when I was younger,
you'd
too.
be like... People would be like, oh, dude, you should listen to this rap album. You're like, no, man.
Rap
Fuck
sucks.
rap, bro.
Yep,
Rap
yep.
sucks.
Guilty.
And then I went to
Guilty.
this phase, like, when I got into, like, high school, because I was middle school. I went and got into high school. I was listening to nothing but rap.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, you got to listen to this rock. I was like, man, I used to listen to it. Those guys suck. Man, I've listened to them again. Anyway. So as long as... I just can't do country. I mean, I have songs in my iPod that are country-esque, but not really. But, I mean, I'll listen to pretty much anything. A lot of the new mainstream stuff now, all the poppy stuff, I'm having a hard time getting into.
I understand that.
So, I mean, I was driving the other day just bumping Tool, and I'm like, man,
Tool.
it's been...
You're talking to
You guys
two
said
of the
that
biggest
new
Tool.
album was coming out when? Like 20 years ago? Still waiting. You dropped that single last year, and I still haven't seen an album, man. I mean,
Did they drop
fucking
a single?
shoot up. Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't drop a single.
Well, they dropped it on...
Music come out. It was
Yeah.
an instrumental song.
Okay, yeah.
And they've performed it live every time I've seen them in the last, 4 years. But
The greatest concert I've ever seen, ever, was fucking Tool on Halloween night. It was... I went with my fucking math teacher and a couple of buddies. He was a huge... He was a huge... I'm not going to give his
pause.
name out.
No, well, I don't want that. No, just pause.
Okay.
Tony went to a fucking Tool concert with his math teacher. Was he teaching you about the fucking Fibonacci sequence and lateralis? Or what the fuck was this guy
So this
teaching
is
you?
what happened. I was in class one day, and I had my cool little portable CD player, and he's like, all right, this is what you guys got to do. You guys can do whatever you want today. There wasn't any work or something. It's like a free day, so we're all just hanging out. And I'm bumping Tool really loud on my headphones, and my buddy of mine sitting next to me. And he's like, hey, what are you guys listening to? Because he came by to help somebody. It's like, I'm listening to Tool, man. He's like, oh, okay, cool. And I thought he was going to say turn it off, and then he walked away. Class was over. Everyone's leaving. He's like, hey, Tony, come here for a second. I was like, all right. And I walked up. I was like, fuck, am I in trouble? He's like, I'm one of the biggest Tool fans. And I'm like, really? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm going to go see him in concert this year on Halloween. And I got nobody to go with. And I'm all, can we get more tickets so a couple of buddies can go? He's like, fuck yeah, I'll even drive, bro. Just don't tell your parents. It was like 9th grade. I don't know. My mom wouldn't have given a shit, but I was like, fuck yeah, let's go. Dude, it was so badass, dude. They were all in this bright...
Did you tell your mom?
Fuck no, they tell me. My mom didn't care. Dude, my mom didn't care. My mom would let me stay till 2 a.m., 2:30 a.m. when I was in middle school, dude. So, but it was fucking badass, dude. They played, no joke, for an hour and 45 minutes. Most of it was instrumental, which is fucking amazing. I mean, it was badass, dude. It was just amazing. And I'll never forget that concert. And the next day, we had to go to school the next day, but it was on a fucking Thursday, this concert. So we show up to school the next day. My math teacher comes in and goes, all right, we're having another free day. You guys do whatever you want. He had no voice. He was fucking just done. And we just gave each other all the look. Me and the buddies that went with him just looked at him. We just shook our heads like, yeah, it was fucking epic. We just can't talk about it. Because, he'd probably get in trouble for taking a bunch of his students to a fucking Tool concert.
Yeah.
But it was badass,
That's
dude.
awesome.
Hell yeah.
To quote Nipsey Hussle, you know that I know. Just know that I know. They ain't never going to know, but you know that I know. That was the look you and your teacher were giving each other.
Yeah.
Your classmates ain't never going to know.
No, nobody fucking knew.
Yeah.
Nobody knew anything. Then when he moved to, I think it was my senior year, I found out he moved out of state, and I was like, we went to a concert with him. Everyone was like, whoa, that's fucking awesome. They all laughed. They're like, yeah, the teacher was so badass, dude. Yeah, it was fun, dude. It was epic, man.
Meanwhile, he was fleeing for teaching all the students the ways of Tool. You were one of them.
Oh, I still failed his class, though. I thought we had some cool, Tool bond. Yeah. But I got 2 Fs in that fucking class. I took it twice, failed it. I was like, man, what the fuck? At least help me out. Shit. It's I should have used it for blackmail. I'm going to fucking tell the principal if you don't pass me. You took all of us. I'll say you drugged us. No, I was kidding.
Bold move, taking your students to
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
I would.
dude, I know.
Dude.
I know, huh, man? What the fuck? Could have passed
Dude.
math a long time ago. It's all good,
Holy
man.
shit.
But yeah.
What year?
What year? What school? When did this happen? We are going to open up a full undoctrinated investigation.
What venue?
It was at I don't think it's around anymore. What's the there was one in San Diego. Oh crap, what was it?
Was it Amphitheater?
I think it was the amphitheater. Isn't that not around anymore?
They've changed the name of that. It's now like Cricket Wireless or Sleep Train or something.
Yeah,
That's
it was
the
down
one
in San
Chula
Diego.
Vista.
For a second I thought it was LA, but no, it was in San Diego and they changed it, but I'm not gonna I graduated 2002 and it was freshman year. I'll just leave it at that because I don't want to say.
No, I was kidding, Tony. I was not actually asking
Yes.
you to answer those questions.
Yeah, they were playing. Oh god, dude, they were high out of their minds, dude. I think that's why they played for like an hour and 45 minutes because I think there was like 3 songs.
They usually play for an hour and 45.
Yeah. But it was like 3 songs that he sang to, and then fuck, dude, I think that was it.
Wow.
It was just. The vibe was right. Dude, they were wearing a like glow in the dark fucking face paint.
Yeah.
Their entire set was all glow in the dark fucking paint. And they just shut down, put black lights on. It was fucking badass, dude. It was so badass. Like shit, man. It was
The first time I saw Tool was in 2002. And yeah, to this day it's one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Yeah.
Not that actually the first time I saw him was one of the best times I've seen him. But there's been a couple other times since that was just as good. And then up until recently, I haven't seen a concert that really compares until I saw Foo Fighters at Kaboo.
Oh wow.
And they're fucking so good. I put them right up there as far as live performances that I've seen.
Alright.
So, them, System of a Down.
Yeah.
I think those are the top 3. I love Pussifer. They've always been a good live show that I've seen. But yeah, it's tough to beat Tool.
Yeah, it is. It'll go down as probably the best concert I've ever been to. I haven't found one that I've been to great ones, but that's like epic. That's where I put that concert was.
They
epic.
disappointed me when I saw them, and I was not happy about that because all I had heard forever was that it's the most amazing show you will ever go to. It's the best concert. And musically they were cool, but they played a kind of predictable set list when I saw them. And I don't know what was going on with Maynard, but he was not singing the way I've seen him sing in videos before. Or
Well, he was probably doped up, bro.
I don't know. No, this was in 2014, so I'm pretty sure he's been mostly sober for a long time. At least that's my understanding. I'm not saying he doesn't do like recreational drugs, but like when I saw him in 2013 with Pussifer, he killed it. He was so into that show. When I saw him with Tool, it was very subdued. Like,
Yeah, there's been a different energy level from him. I've seen Tool at least 7 times, and it's been up and down. There's been like 2 or 3 shows that weren't quite as good, and he seemed to not necessarily mail it in, but not be on his A game. And then I've seen him other times, even recently, where he was really, really good. A lot of that has to do with the venue you see him at, too.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes the acoustics just aren't right in a place, and they're better suited for some other bands as opposed to
Which makes
certain
sense.
styles,
So then they don't really feel it, which sucks for the audience or the people who paid, but yeah.
Yeah,
I guess
but
it makes
no,
sense.
musically they're always good.
Yeah.
Like TJ was saying, you know, can't. The other 3 members of the band are always on point.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen Pussifer, like you were saying, Maynard's on his game. Like, I don't know, maybe it's just an easier performance for him or something. But
I think he cares more about Pussifer. That's my personal opinion is that he cares more about Pussifer, but Tool is in the money bag.
yeah,
So that
makes sense.
Yeah.
especially since like come the fuck on. Like I would like to see Tool again, but I like feel weird about giving them money when like you haven't released fucking anything since 2006. Like come the fuck on.
Yeah.
Like it's 2018. 12
but
fucking
they've been
years.
around a long time, dude. That's why he kind of did APC. You know, they wanted to kind of like venture out of the whole Tool game. I mean,
But 12 years, man. I mean, APC has had 1 or 2 projects in that time. Pussifer's had Lord knows how many. I have no idea how many projects. Like, he just works on shit all the time.
Yeah, I think they've come out with like 3 full-length albums, and then like they've had another 3 shorter albums with like 5 or 6 tracks on them. But yeah, Pussifer hammers out some really good shit too. They don't have a lot of bad songs, just like Tool. You know, I don't think Tool has any bad songs.
I don't think so either.
Yeah. And I see what you're saying. Like, there's a pretty good chance I won't go see Tool again unless they come out with some more. You know, until they drop their next album. Just depending on what I've got going on.
No, I get that. I feel the same. It's not a band. It's just like, okay,
Yeah.
I heard this.
Yeah.
What's new?
Yeah.
Everyone else is making new music. Where the fuck is yours?
maybe one day, man. I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm waiting for it for sure. If they drop it today,
I just
I'm
hope
gonna
they're
go
not
buy it.
like 90 years old when they drop it.
I predicted a few months ago that we were gonna hear a new single before the end of the year, and their album would come out in 2019. I'm sticking to it,
Yeah.
All right.
and that's mostly just being hopeful.
Hell yeah,
You know?
dude. Been hopeful for fucking every year.
There's evidence of them working together in the studio and creating new shit. So
There's evidence of pictures. I used to believe that shit too, man. The 2 albums that did me in the worst. Like, I missed most of the Chinese democracy hype because by the time I was aware of Guns N' Roses, I didn't have to wait that long for it. So it came out a couple years later and then it sucked and it was totally terrible. But the other 2 that really did me in were waiting for Dr. Dre's fucking Detox and waiting for Tool's new album. The 2 pieces of music that never fucking came the fuck out. Like, I hate it when artists do that. And I don't care if you switch the project or change it or just come out with something. Even if it's not good, you know, release it. You can get it back, you know. Like,
at this point, it's like just come out with something.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, dude.
I guess they're, you know, and it's also to the point where like when they finally do drop an album, like the expectations are going to be through the roof.
Oh yeah.
They waited so long, you know.
Oh yeah.
It can almost only be a letdown.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Absolutely. Agreed.
I wish Rage Against the Machine would release something without telling anybody. I think that would be the move. Because there's a high demand for their product. They've never fucked around with their fan base of we're coming back or anything like that. They're like, we'll tour, but we're not making new music. And they'll tell you that shit right up front. People will go to their shows. Everybody loves them. They still got it. If they made a new... First of all, in this climate, they would be perfect.
Yeah.
In this Trump climate, like, Rage Against the Machine would be, like, the perfect drop right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And... you can't. That would be like the #1 selling tour, a Rage Against the Machine world tour. That would be up there.
Oh yeah, they've reached that status where the longer they sit out, the more the possibility of a tour grows in value. You know, that if they did announce like a 30-city tour, it would be nearly impossible to get tickets, just because the limited amount of shows and the hype. And just the expectations, them not being around, they just, you know, they sit out for so long, and with every passing day, people get more and more anxious, maybe not even expecting it, and then all of a sudden it would be a giant surprise if they announced a tour. It would be giant, you know, and that's a special place to be for a band when you reach that status. Not many bands can say, you know, that holding out longer and longer. Most bands, you hold out that long, they just go away.
Yep.
You know, and they would announce a tour, and they're like, huh? Who? Oh, yeah. Okay. Sure, whatever. You know?
Yeah. Are you playing the fucking old-ass casino tour
Yeah,
in California?
Exactly.
Like, you know.
At the Pachanga.
Yeah, shit. You know when you're on that
Worldwide
tour,
Stadium tour, sold out, max value.
as a comedian, playing one of those casinos is not so bad. That's
No.
not,
I'm not knocking. Like I just.
But as
If you see a musician at a Palma
you're
or a
like, what
Pachanga,
the
you're kind of just
fuck?
like, "Fuck, bro, you guys have fallen off." Really?
Yeah.
I would have paid to see you guys at L.A. or something. But
Yeah,
you're just
right.
yeah. But no,
Yeah, for comedians, it's different, but
Hell yeah, dude. I saw Daniel Tosh up at Shanghai. That was fucking badass, dude. He was
Dude,
hilarious.
was he funny as shit?
Hell yeah. It was weird, though, because a lot of people who were in there were, like, really old. Like, really old. You could tell they got their free tickets from wherever, and they weren't laughing.
Of
And Daniel
course.
kind of knew it, too. And he's just like, he's fucking dead in here. Like, and then all of a sudden, everyone just started laughing. He's like, shit. He's just seeing all these people out in the audience that were, like, older. And he's like, would you guys win those fucking tickets, huh? Did you get them from your boss? Like, he was just bagging on him, dude. It was hilarious. Dude, we were dying. But, yeah, he put on a really good show. It was hilarious. So,
Yeah, I've seen a lot of his show, but I've never watched his stand-up. He's funny, though.
yeah, he's good.
I am into stand-up comedy, though. Huge Joe Rogan fan. Seen him do a few sets.
All right. I've never seen a Joe Rogan.
Yeah, his new special's out today on Netflix.
Oh shit, I'm gonna watch that.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch that tonight when we're done recording, probably.
Hell yeah. Tony, are you ready to rap?
What?
You're going to give us 16 bars before you leave of straight fire.
Nah, I'm good.
Indicative of the way you feel about the Carter 5. Just
Nah.
let it all out from your heart, Tony. Let me hear it. Let me hear it.
No, we're good.
Mona Lisa, here, I'll get you started, buddy.
Oh, this guy.
Shit, so what else you got, TJ?
Yeah.
Le'Veon Bell.
Oh, we're going to talk
wow.
football now, dude?
No, we don't have to get into all that.
I drafted him in all my fantasy leagues. Go fuck yourself.
All of them?
All of
yeah,
them.
dude.
God, I drafted them in one.
That's like the
You know
year.
who my top running back is right now? And he's not doing bad. It's Carlos Hyde right now. That's my top running back on my team. I just picked up Aaron Jones. That's my boy right there. He's going to be our Packers #1 running back next week. I'm calling it right now. 78 yards, 2 touches.
Aaron Rodgers does not look very good this year.
He's hurt.
Again,
Plain and simple. He'll never say it because he's Aaron Rodgers, but he's hurt. You can tell. He's hurt, and the offensive line needs to get their shit together. So, but everybody else is playing good.
The defense looks tough.
The defense is inconsistent, but I
Yeah.
like where they're at right now. I like where they're going. Those corners, dude. We got those fools for 5 years. Fuck, those guys are going to be good, dude.
The defense in the NFL today is just, it's so hard to judge what you're actually looking at, you know, because from week to week, depending on who you're playing, you know, it's like I think the Packers have a really good defense, but inconsistent,
Yeah,
which is the norm almost in the NFL today, you know.
that's true.
They're-
Look at Minnesota. Yeah, Minnesota's really struggling this year, and they were a
Yeah.
powerhouse last year.
yeah, on paper, the Chargers were supposed to have a good defense, but they've been inconsistent too.
Joey Bosa's also still out.
Yeah, Bosa's, they've had some injury concerns.
What the hell happened to Kansas City's defense? Weren't they like number 2 or 3 ranked last year?
No, not last year. Like
A couple years ago.
Was it
though.
2 years
They've
ago?
fallen off.
Shit, dude. Yeah, everybody's falling off. I haven't really seen a. I mean, you have to two-hand touch the quarterback now, so
Yeah.
because you know everyone's out for Clay Matthews. It's all right, refs. Fucking assholes. Got money on the game. That's cool.
Yeah, defense has never been harder in NFL
Mm-hmm.
than it is today.
Yeah. Yeah, it sucks. But no, Le'Veon's trying to get paid, so let him get paid. He just needs to hurry up. Go to the Jets like you're probably gonna end up going.
Don't you wish you could hold out at your job and be worth like more money?
I'm gonna hold out starting tomorrow.
Yeah,
It's a double whammy. It's like I get why they're doing it,
yeah.
but then it's also you guys get paid millions of dollars. Like so many people would fucking kill to get paid $20 million, and they're like, no, I want 21.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude.
Yeah,
Come on.
I don't get mad at people for what they make, and I also understand why they would want to extend their careers if they have the
Yeah,
possibility.
I get it. Like I said, the whole Earl Thomas thing.
Yeah.
It makes sense. He's pissed because he's like, this is what happens. And now that it's happened to Earl Thomas, every single person in the NFL is like, fuck that. I ain't playing.
Yeah.
Look what happened to him. So now there's going to be a lot more holdouts.
Oh, yeah.
A lot more holdouts
You're
now.
gonna have a record number next
Yeah.
year.
And unfortunately, it happened, with Earl Thomas. But, that's what's going to happen. So there's going to be lots of holdouts. Like, no, we're good. Fake it. Fake it till you make it. Fake that injury. Oh, my hamstring. My hamstring hurts. I'm good. Give me my $30 million, please. But, yeah. So Le'Veon says he's coming back week 7. I call bullshit. He's not coming back week 7. After Earl Thomas, he ain't coming back.
No,
He's done,
he-
so.
No. He's coming back because he wants this year to count for his NFL tenure for retirement.
Right.
Yeah, and so you have to play 10 consecutive seasons
Well, he'll play.
to get that.
Yeah, but he won't even
Or
play.
maybe not consecutive, but you have to play 10 total.
Yeah, you got to get in by that certain time or something to get credit for the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you're calling bullshit on that, are you floating him out there as far as like a trade offer in your leagues or what?
I have one keeper league, and I'm definitely keeping him. But, I mean, right now, as far as the other 2 leagues, they're not. And it's just like nobody's going to bite that. Nobody's going to bite that.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough to gauge the value there.
I'm nervous, too, because I don't think he's going to be as good unless he's behind a solid line. Like a solid line.
Like Pittsburgh?
Well, yeah.
You heard the 2 teams that are reportedly interested, right?
It's the Jets, right?
The Jets and the Colts, yeah.
Ooh. He would go to the Colts. I don't think he would go to New York, though.
Oh, yeah, why not? I mean, Sam Darnold's going to be good.
Because he don't got time. Le'Veon's older. He ain't got
No,
time
that
for
team is almost all the way done with their rebuild. That team is almost ready to win. Within the next 2 years, that team is ready to win. That team has a new quarterback. Their line is not that bad. Their defense is not terrible. And their coach is pretty competitive. With the new quarterback, you add a running back, I think that team is pretty young and could win in a couple of years.
Nah, man. I think he would go to Indy, to be honest with you.
I think he's going to go wherever is going to pay him $80 million.
Yeah, it's true, too.
Yeah, whoever pays the man. At this point, if somebody offers him what he's asking for, he's going to go.
Yeah.
And that's if he doesn't get traded this season. I mean, even if he does, I mean, you would think that they'd want to trade him somewhere
Well, it's going to be
that's interested in re-signing him.
Yeah, it's a 1-year rental, though. He can't sign.
Unless they trade him where he's going to sign anyway.
Yeah, but...
Which they might do. I mean, if Indy could get him now, they might be interested.
Indy can afford him. They can afford him right now. I don't know why they're not pulling the trigger on that.
They still have to trade because he's franchised. So it's not like they can just pick him up.
Is he worth a first-round pick? Yeah, he's worth a first-round pick. Late rounder. Give him the fucking first-round pick. You get Le'Veon Bell. And then you could pay him.
They might need line help, though. They might need that pick for a lineman next year if they feel like they can get him anyway.
Le'Veon Bell is a special player, but with that position, those guys are so dependent on the pieces around them, most notably the offensive line, you know.
Yeah, true.
And Le'Veon Bell has been a high-producing running back because he's played with one of the best lines in the league his entire career, along with having a veteran quarterback, and Antonio Brown helps. Like, the pieces around him, it's almost a perfect fit, you know, for him there.
Come to Green Bay, bro.
He also is smart about the way he takes hits, or rather doesn't take as many hits as other running backs do.
He's patient.
He's very patient.
He's very patient.
He's very patient, and he's very elusive. And
I see him like holding. I like the plays where he's like holding on to the butt of a lineman,
Yep,
and he's just
all the
tiptoeing
time.
his feet, just waiting for that one moment. He's like, "Fuck, I'm going right," and he just busts out, dude. A lot of running backs don't do that, dude.
He's fun to watch. I will say this though, if I'm a general manager in the NFL, there's no fucking way I'm paying a running back $20 million or anything close.
In his 30s, yeah, absolutely.
no, he's not 30. He's
At all.
He's 26.
At all. I don't care.
He's born in 92.
Well, as soon as
He's
their
4
rookie,
months older
as soon
than
as their
I am.
rookie deal is up, let him go. That's the name of the game these days.
Unless you're Aaron Rodgers.
No, just running backs.
Oh, just running backs?
running backs.
Yeah. They don't last that long.
You got it, definitely. If you get Aaron Rodgers or a generational quarterback like that, you pay the man and keep him around as long as you can.
I pay the man. I get him whatever models he wants. If I'm a billionaire owner, man, you're going to win me more than one championship. What do you want? That's what Robert Kraft did for Tom Brady. Tom, you've already won me 3 Super Bowls. What is it you want? I want a supermodel wife. Done.
We
Take
have
your
one on the
pick, Tom.
payroll.
Yeah,
Give
take
us
your pick.
Give us 5 minutes.
We'll add whichever one you want to payroll, Tom. Yeah, shit.
But we'll see.
Nice. Talk.
Test. Are we testing? Are we testing again?
Any predictions for the playoffs here, TJ?
For which playoffs?
Baseball.
the Brewers will probably win the National League.
Yeah. Is anybody beating Boston?
That's the question.
Fucking Boston.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see them win.
Fucking
Who's in
Boston.
the playoffs for the American League? The Red Sox, the Yankees,
The Indians.
Indians, and is it the Astros?
Probably. Athletics are in the wild card, right?
Yeah.
So, wait, maybe
Astros
the
had to have won the West.
No, Astros are in. Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're in. They got way over 90 wins.
Yeah. That team's too good to not be in there.
You gotta at least give them a nod.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
can't say because I want to be invited back to this house. Who I want to win.
No, it's all good.
No. You're a Braves
Fucking
fan.
Braves, baby. Let's go.
You
Yeah.
should tell
Them
them.
young
Get out
guns. Them young guns. Freddie Freeman. Our pitching is atrocious, but our hitting's good. So we'll see what
I
happens.
didn't even know until like yesterday that the Braves were any good.
Dude.
But it's because I'm a Dodger fan and we're not allowed to watch the games or follow baseball anymore. So we pay attention when the playoffs start.
All right. Yeah, I've
Talking
been.
about the TV deal, I think.
Yeah, I don't get the Dodger games. So
Well, they'll be on Fox Sports for the playoffs.
yeah, the playoff games I'll watch most of the playoff
There you go.
games. But that's how it was last season. Like I didn't know what the hell was going on with the team until the playoffs came around. I kind of followed it in September, but I still couldn't watch the games. So, but people are telling me, you know, I'm meeting more and more Dodger fans that are stealing the games in various ways. So eventually I ought to just figure that out. I'm all for stealing baseball games.
You hear that, MLB?
Yeah. I don't need no express written consent.
You guys suck at distributing your money.
Yeah.
So, but yeah.
Fucking A.
Are we done?
I think so.
Are we gonna do a TV episode or what?
Do you want to give a little TV preview right now, and then we could do like a real? No, that's a no.
I'll give you a TV preview
Okay.
of my top 2 favorite shows of all time.
Okay. Yeah, let's do that. There we go.
You
That's a
guys
good
are-
way to end.
You guys have no idea what you just said. All right, yeah. Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel, and I will explain that on the next episode.
Oh, man.
Wow, we've got a cliffhanger.
Everyone's like, I got half people going, yeah. And the other
You'll
half
explain
going,
it
what
the next
fuck?
episode.
I will explain it, and I promise you, it'll be a good explanation.
You'll explain it on the next episode you're on.
Absolutely.
We will probably have a couple episodes in between about sports or whatever.
All right.
I mean, unless you come over next week. I mean, if that
I
happens.
am on vacation next week. I'd love to come on like a Saturday.
Oh shit! So
Fucking
maybe
podcast this shit.
you might be on the next episode.
Yeah.
I mean, shit. Tony,
I want to
you
talk
know,
TV. There's a lot of TV's better than what's out in movies right now. There's a lot of TV with Netflix and all the streaming services. But I want to give my knowledge. I want to defend Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Angel
Oh, I know it has
because
a
it's
cult.
the shit.
It's one of those things. I don't have enough like information to like argue with you or debate you about it. And
That's
I know,
good though, because then
know
I will tell you why, and then maybe it'll interest you in watching it.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer has a cult following though. For
Yeah,
sure.
huge, massive, dude,
for
massive.
sure. So I'm not in a position to talk shit about it.
I believe it was ahead of its time. Otherwise, I think it would be super popular.
Tony, I want to have you on the podcast like more often, but you know, paying you $5,000 an appearance is really starting to.
You know how much gas money it takes me to get here? You have any idea?
Yeah. No, but yeah. Come on as soon as possible. I don't know if you're into the UFC. Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm
Hell
doing-
yeah, I'm watching that fight next week.
Okay.
Fuck McGregor. That's all I'm saying right there, dude.
Oh, I mean, he's gonna have a dick in his ass for a round and a half and then give up.
The
man, I
fuck
hope
you,
so.
Sam?
Because all I'm hearing is how much this dude's gonna win, and I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit if Khabib knocks him out in the first 10 seconds. I will feel I got my fucking money's worth. I don't care if every single fight is less than a minute long. As long as McGregor gets fucking knocked out, it is worth my $65.
Holy
period.
shit! You are
Period.
having your Kanye
And I know what you're
moment.
thinking,
Go for
McGregor.
it.
I know what
Go
you're
for
thinking.
it.
You want to run up on my car and throw a fucking chair and probably start throwing
He
some
doesn't
shit. But
care
you know
about
what,
you.
bro? You're not going to do it. So it's okay. 'Cause
No,
you're-
he's not going to do it because you're only making $5,000 an episode here, and he's making, you know,
Yeah,
whatever
nobody
he's
wants
making.
to see that fight in the UFC.
No, I'll
so.
put my prediction out there. I think he's gonna get his will broken by the
Oh,
middle of
man.
the second round and
I
give
hope
up.
so.
He'll probably give up his neck or something and get tapped out.
Oh my gosh, I hope so, dude.
But yeah, I'm get if you don't have plans already, I'm getting the fights. Feel free to come over on Saturday.
Shit.
So,
Oh yeah.
I don't know if we'll be able to record that day, but if you guys are up for staying up late after the fights, let's do it.
Cool.
All right.
Good.
If you're listening to this shit and you want to talk, tweet back at us at undoctrinated1. You can email us at undoctrinatedpodcast@gmail.com. Subscribe on iTunes. Write a review. Give us iTunes podcasts.
The title for this episode should be Hodge Podge, because I think we literally covered like 5 or 6 different topics. Hodge Podge, so people understand what they're getting into.
Thanks again, Tony.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys. It was awesome.
Peace.